Good morning, campers. Let's do a reading. We're gonna do a similar thing as we did previously. So, as you know, this week, maybe this week, next week, I want to do a divine feminine, divine masculine check-in for all my collectives. So, if this is not yours, you can check other ones, those that I've done yesterday, and maybe the ones that I will do in following days. We're going to start from tapping into your energy, and I feel guided to pull like a couple of different cards from different decks, and then we're going to properly tap into your energy and your shadows, and then we're going to do same thing for your person. All right, so let's start from the feminine. Make sure this part resonates before you watch the part for your masculine. Where is this feminine? What's going on? Let's do maybe 4 of these. 4 of these. Okay, 4 of these. Let's do 4 of these as well. 4 of these. All right, all right, all right. They're flying, they're flying. All right, I want to do 1 of this and maybe 2 more. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe 2 of these. Bear with me, bear with me. Okay. Okay, so what do we have? Number 11, number 5, 11th of the 5th, 5th of the 11th. Maybe that's important. I am hearing November, so maybe one of you was born in November, or November is an important month. Something happened in November. It's like an important memory. We have Coffee Cup and Love Call, and these came through first. So with these, I was hearing that maybe your person reached out to you recently, and wanted to meet, wanted to spend some time together. Maybe there has been some expression of feelings. I miss you, I love you, that kind of stuff. It's funny because with your second row here, we had space and we had disruption, right? And what I was hearing for this collective is that, and we had ascending as well. So I feel like maybe in the past, in previous cycles, I don't want to say 100%, but maybe you thought that this connection has ended. Maybe you thought that you're not going to hear from your person anytime soon. Maybe you wanted to focus a little bit on you, right? Maybe you've been taking space to focus on you. We have life purpose. That's the card that we drew from this pink love oracle, number 19. So maybe you've been focusing a little bit. We have intuition and we have ideation as well. So maybe you've been focusing on tapping into your inner world. Maybe you felt like it's time to really focus on you, not to look in the past, I'm hearing, but to maybe look towards future. And we have this disruption. So it's like this person disrupted your peace a little bit. I feel there's still a struggle when it comes to boundaries. You with your person. I don't feel like there's an equal energy with whoever you're connected to. So there would be a bit of a runner and chaser. You guys know I don't like to use these terms. It's such an illusion, right? It's just a 3D representation of what's truly going on within both of us. But I feel like that would be the energy for the feminine in this collective. So maybe you had, last time you saw your person, I'm hearing that it was quite abruptive, it was quite surprising, it didn't go the way you wanted to. So you assumed, I'm not saying you wanted to, right? I'm not saying you wanted to. So last time you saw your person, it would be a bit of a heartbreak kind of a situation. So you didn't want to, but you would feel somehow on some level that it's time to move on. And now here they are, back in your energy, disrupting your space, disrupting you, starting to focus on you. We have, I'm afraid this relationship is too good to be true. I pull away in fear. And we have, my ego is fragile to criticism and rejection. I've created walls to protect myself. So I feel like you would be bit of a not, maybe disclosing your feelings towards this person. Maybe you, you really felt quite hurt last time they came into your energy, and maybe there was some, maybe they disappeared, maybe they ghosted you, maybe they made some promises that they didn't keep. This is why you felt this pain and this heartbreak, and you decided, okay, it's time to move on. This is not going to work out. And here they are, and we've been feeling that your boundaries are not really strong at this point. So maybe maybe you didn't have it in you, I'm hearing, to actually honestly say to this person, like, hey, what are you doing? You've hurt me, right? So it's like, last time I saw you, you said that you would call me, that we would see each other, whatever it was, however they disappointed you, and now they're coming back after a while, and it's like you cannot find the courage within you. It's like you pull away in fear. You're not finding the courage within you to say how you're actually feeling, how much you care about this person, how much they're disrupting your peace every time that they come in with their offers. All right, so if that resonated, my sunshines, we have reflection at the bottom of the deck. So this would be a reflective relationship. Destined reflective relationship to make you realize certain things in life. All right, let's do, where are you on this journey? So proper deep dive into the divine feminine. So I want to do a couple of these. What is now being activated within your energy to course correct, to heal? Maybe some shadows will come through, and then we're going to really tap into tarot and your energy. Yeah. It's actually very nice. So far, so good. Just when I said that. But it's your last card. Okay, so your first card was always grateful. Always grateful. We're gonna see what comes through in tarot, but to be honest, I'm hearing that it's more of a guidance from your guides, right? To be grateful. But I'm also hearing that you would know this. It's like you would try to activate the energy of gratitude within you, right? You would try to really, no matter what happens, no matter, what kind of disappointments maybe come towards your way, you try to be grateful. You would understand this collective 66. You would understand that it's really, gratitude is the frequency of reciprocity when it comes to what we receive from universe. The more we're grateful, the more we receive, right? And sometimes we know this, but there are certain things that are disappointing us, that are hurting us, that are painful to us, that it's really hard to embody this energy. It's like we have to force ourselves in the beginning, right? When we are not yet healed, when we are embarking on a journey of deep healing, it's like you wake up in the morning and your first thoughts go towards the person that you're connected to that feels like they're rejecting you, or certain opportunities that things like they're not coming through, problems and challenges in life. Your mind doesn't automatically go to gratitude because it's not yet healed. But the fact that you're pushing yourself consciously and making a conscious effort, no, I want to be grateful. I just heard gratitude journal, so maybe you are engaging in some practices to be a little bit more grateful. You have like a gratitude journal, which is very beautiful. You can even make like a little challenge for yourself, like a 30 days of gratitude. I've done it a while ago. I was posting like on my TikTok and on my Instagram as well, to encourage you guys to do this. It's such a beautiful practice, like a month of gratitude. Every day say something you're grateful for. It doesn't matter if it's a small thing or a big thing, but it has to be different. every day, and it sort of puts you in that mindset of gratitude, because ultimately, and I love to give this analogy, but it's a little bit like with children, right? So whether you have your own children or you have like nieces and nephews, you want to do good things to them, you buy them gifts, you take them to places, and sometimes when they're like in their teenage rebel era, they're never happy, they're never satisfied, nothing is ever good enough, right? And they walk around with these faces, and you reach a point where like, you little, I'm gonna give you squat, right? And it's the same with the universe always gives us so much. There's always something, whether it's the fact that you have roof over your head, food on your plate, you have a healthy body, you have ability to work and to gain abundance, you have at least one person that you can call and spend time with, right? So the sun is shining. Maybe even the fact that you were born in a country when you have basic human rights, it's not given for all of us. So there's always something to be grateful for. But if we put ourselves in this mindset, again, imagine if you have a child, or again a nephew, nieces, if you get them like the smallest gift and they get all excited, oh my God, it's so amazing, thank you so much, you want to give them more. You want to give them more because they appreciate what you are really giving to them, the effort that you have put into preparation, into creation, right? But if they always like this, man, not this, I don't like that color, and there's a better brand, or like whatever, like, okay, I am give you squat. Universe is same. The more we're grateful, the more universe will want to give us things. It's the vibration, right? So there's a reason I deviated. I feel like you would notice this collective, and you would really be working on that. We have sacral chakra. We have connect to your higher self. So maybe you have been feeling, I'm hearing feeling guided in the recent times. It like feels like I'm even hearing that this collective, you may have had like of visions of your higher self, in a sense like you would visualize. Confirmation, can you hear the plane? It's like you're visualizing your highest potential. You're visualizing how you could be, who you could be if you would really put in work into yourself and into your growth. So I feel like now this connection, you would feel this connection with your higher self. You would feel like there is a version of you from future. Maybe that's how you call it. That is guiding you on this path. That is really helping you to go towards the right direction and make right choices for yourself. We had a bit of an intuition, so I feel like this collective, you would also be trying to connect to your intuition. We have High Priestess at the bottom of my tarot deck that I will be using today. So it may also be that you actually are developing, whether it's conscious or subconscious, it is a collective. But on some level, it will resonate as I'm saying it, that there is some sort of a connection with your higher self, with your oversoul, that is guiding you. And with that sacral chakra, we will clarify in tarot. But I feel like what I'm hearing is that your sacral chakra is preparing to purge. Right? If you watch me, you know that one of my expertise areas and one of the things that I focus most, yes, it's shadow work, yes, it's soul connections, but when it comes to energy work, it's the heart and it's the sacral, right? So I always explain this to you guys, that our sacral is such an important, if not one of the most important energy points, that they are all important, obviously. But this is where we store trauma. This is where all the heavy cords really go back to when we talk about karmic exes, intimate partner from the past, right? This is where, especially for women, where our womb resides, so our center of power, center of creativity. This is where we truly feel, if it's balanced, if it's healthy, that we truly feel that worthiness. This is the center of our authenticity as well, right? And it's not that easy to just simply go ahead and cleanse it, right? You have to be ready for that cleanse because it can be a very intense journey. And I'm hearing that you're being prepared for that journey. So maybe in the next season, certain things will be brought to your attention. It may not necessarily be, you might not necessarily just yet connect the dots that, okay, this is my sacral, but maybe things linking to your past partners, examining your patterns and your wounds when it comes to those that get illuminated as you enter romantic relationships, perhaps your true femininity, perhaps the quality of your own feminine energy. So that's what I'm hearing. If that resonates, I have a very powerful 6 months program to deeply cleanse your chakra. If you go to my YouTube and there's an attunements playlist, you're gonna find a video about it. You can also find it on my website. I think it's also pinned to my Instagram profile. It's a very powerful program. So if that resonates, you may consider that. But yeah, these are actually, those first 3 are actually very nice because it means that you are consciously forcing yourself. And in the beginning, this is how it works. We know what energy we're supposed to embody. We don't yet know how to embody this energy. So we're trying to push ourselves a little bit to give it a try. And the more we do it, the more we learn this vibration. This is how we actually do it, right? It's a similar to, when you're a newbie and you're not necessarily yet comfortable and confident with everything that you do. But if you watch me, you know that I hate this phrase, fake it until you make it, because faking to me carries the energy of a mask. So fake it until you make it. It means that you are faking someone that you're far away from being, right? And this is not what we mean. It means that what we mean is that you feel that this frequency is right. You feel that this is what you're supposed to embody, but you don't necessarily yet really, you haven't anchored yourself in this energy. So you have to make a conscious effort every day to remember. It's like when you start doing your work, right? Let's say you're a reader or you're an energy worker. When you do this every day, you don't have to prepare, you don't have to think about it, you just grab intuitively, and it's your second skin. But in the beginning, it's not like you're faking, but maybe you have to have a little sheet to remind yourself, okay, I have to start from opening a channel and opening space, and then I have to think about what we're going to do for today's reading. And if it's a live reading, that's what I have to, ask this person. Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's natural, but it's not yet your second skin. And I feel that's the energy with this gratitude. And you are connecting to your higher self. You are slowly connecting to higher realms. And I feel like you really are preparing for that sacral cleanse. Again, we're confirming tarot, but your last card is the rejection trauma. And I feel like it's something that you're going to be working through in the next seasons. And in those kind of connections, when we are, paired with another person that we're connected to, that has that in and out energy from our life. They come in, then they disappear. And especially when they disappear in a very, I don't want to use the word nasty, because I know it's coming from wounding and I want to be compassionate, but it is what it is. It is nasty. It is a form of mental abuse to ghost someone, to disappear, without a word, without a text message. It is a form of a mental abuse, especially if you walk in with that, love bombing, like, I miss you, I want to see you, how you doing, it's been so long, and then suddenly you disappear. So it can really drive the other person crazy, completely crazy, insane, and it's given for those kind of connections. And one of the first things on this journey that us feminists we have to heal, it's the abandonment trauma and it's the rejection trauma. So the only way to activate that, whoever you have that karmic contract with, it's part of that contract that they're going to be coming in and coming out until you will establish boundaries, until you will learn what you truly deserve, right? But it is very painful. I want to read through this because maybe you need to understand that trauma better, right? So rejection is not healed through forgiving those who rejected you, but through no longer rejecting your own truths and authentic self for the approval of others. The truth is, we only fear rejection if on some level we believe that parts of us are unworthy of unconditional acceptance. And that is very true, right? Because when you are connected to this person, you have feelings for this person, loving feelings, you want to be with them, right? So they come in, you connect, few days, few weeks, and then they disappear without a word. If you haven't healed rejection trauma, we will go towards, I'm sure it's me. I'm sure it's my fault. Maybe I said something. Maybe they, realized as they come back that they didn't really miss me that much. Maybe there's someone better out there. Maybe they were just bored, so they came in, but they don't really see, my value as a person. Maybe they don't feel like I'm good enough or beautiful enough or worthy enough to, or they don't respect me enough to even let me know that I'm sorry, but I changed my mind, right? So we go towards ourselves. But when you heal that and you understand, I am who I am, I've done nothing to trigger this. You just understand, buddy, this is your problem. You're acting that way. It's your problem. It's not mine. So pass, right? When you develop deep self-love, you start to understand that what you once thought was rejection is a gift of realignment. Examine where you may be rejecting yourself. What parts of yourself are you not loving fully? When we accept yourself, you become immune to judgment. You take constructive criticism as a gift. You release comparison and start freely living your truth. All right, so let's dive into the cards to clarify and really break down your energy. What's the current energy of this beautiful divine feminine? What's the current energy? We have 9 of Swords. Not the nicest opening card, but it's normal. It's normal. What goes up must go down. There is no light without darkness. Hangman. Hangman is a bit of a Ace of Pentacles, is a bit of a surrendering and preparation kind of energy. And we have the Chariot. We have the Chariot. All right. So your first card is 9 of Swords, and this is why I was going in and out with this gratitude. I feel like you do go in and out as well. It's like you understand, but you don't fully embody. You want to be grateful, but sometimes it's hard. Sometimes maybe, I was seeing someone, maybe it's a detail for some of you, that you're like literally crying over your person, over your emotions, but I love the beach, and I love the sun is shining, and I love like tomato soup, you know what I mean? But it's good. It's good. I always say this to you guys, whether in collective or in sessions, don't be afraid of your emotions. Cry if you want to. It's okay. We are raised in a misogynistic, patriarchal society that tells us that anything that is linked to femininity is weakness. It's supposed to not exist, which separates us from spirit, because femininity is portal to spirit realm, to higher realms, right? So don't ever be ashamed to cry, to feel your emotions. You don't need to understand them. You don't need to explain them to anyone. If today you feel like crying, you're going to cry. You're going to cry. And I promise you, the moment you program yourself to learn how to release, program your body to learn how to release, how to truly cry, not in this way like, I'm hiding because I don't want anyone to see, but cry, scream, yell, just like really with all the tissues around and like around the house, you will see how you will just release, how you will just let go. And there will be days that you're going to start crying, and then in like 10 minutes you're going to actually release, and in like 10 minutes you're not going to be crying anymore. You're like, why was I crying? I don't even know. It wasn't that bad. It was just an emotion accumulated within me. So I feel like you're still like you're in and out. It's like you're overthinking emotions. We cannot overthink emotions. Emotions are meant to be felt, not analyzed. Yes, sometimes we have to sit down on the shadow work and really ask ourselves, why am I feeling this way? But in the moment when we feel them, it's meant to be felt. It's meant to be felt in your body. It's meant to be felt in your spirit. It's really meant to be felt because it's coming out as a release. as a release. You're not supposed to hold it. And the fact that you cry, the fact that you release, the fact that you feel disappointment, the fact that you feel anger, it does not take away from the fact that you have gratitude within your heart. So keep practicing it. Keep practicing. It's like, I don't want to say fight with it, because it's not the energy that I want you to embody, but keep practicing that one does not take away from the other. You have to start understanding that emotions are just neutral. Emotions and gratitude, one has nothing to do with the other. What blocks the gratitude is the actions, is the words that we say, it's the things that we do, is the complaints that we make. The fact that you're going to spend, a whole night crying, universe is not going to think that you're ungrateful. Universe is just going to think that you need some care, that you need some loving, that you need some release, right? So when you are in your conscious mind, be grateful every day. Have that journal, write down those things. You can even have like a little booklet, like whatever I don't know, I love this scone, it's so good, I'm gonna write that down, right? Go for it. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. But when the emotion comes in, these don't come together. Just cry. Don't overthink. It's like you're putting yourself in like this mental prison, right? Let's do one more for this. Sometimes what that good, that's transformation. Then we have 10 of Swords. You're releasing. You're learning to release. You're learning to release your thoughts, your emotions, things that you would feel that are blocking you from that frequency of gratitude, which is good. For that sacral chakra, I do feel like there's a preparation happening. Three of Cups. I did hear reunion with this one, so it may not. This may just be detailed for a few of you, because I've heard two things. So it may be that your person is not completely off the radar just yet. They might still return. They might still want to. I'm hearing a bit of access to your magic, if you know what I mean. A bit of access to that power, to that sacral power. I always say this on these connections. No true healing will happen until us feminines reach enough of a rock bottom to, whether physically or energetically, say no to our masculine. I may still want to be with you physically. There's nothing more that I want, just to be in your arms. But everything that happened between the two of us has made me reach rock bottom. And I no longer want to be in that place. This is where I always talk about this, right? It feels like we're going backwards, and it feels like things are ending, but we're actually entering separation. And separation is where we truly do this very deep healing. It cannot happen without separation. It cannot. No true healing will really happen in and out. We're scratching the surface. We're just getting acquainted with the idea of healing, right? But what I was also hearing is that you may be a little bit blocked when it comes to joys of life, pleasures of life, because I feel like your sacral would be right now the energy point that would need most attention. I feel like there may be a lot of gunk, a lot of cords, a lot of things, a lot of karmic stuff that really needs cleansing, a lot of trauma that really needs cleansing. And because of that, you don't really, whether it's conscious or not, you don't really feel that you're worthy to be loved, to enjoy life, to receive pleasure, to achieve that happiness, right? I feel they're really preparing you to embark on a journey, however you will want to embark on that journey. There's a variety of ways we can do that, but I feel like you are being prepared for that. Yeah, and it's a detail, because remember what I said. That you are connecting to your higher self, right? And we have 10 of Wands again, release your burden, connecting to your higher self. And we have Wheel of Fortune and we have Ace of Pentacles. I feel this collective, through the connection to your higher self, you would have vision of your destiny and of your abundance. That's what I'm hearing. And oftentimes, us divine feminists, when we get activated to the journey, right? So let's say within the first year of this connection, we oftentimes get visions, psychic